I just wanted to do a quick video to show you a little bit about Google Docs, which we're using for this exercise about evaluating sources. For the exercise, we'll go down here and click here. I have already set up the Google Doc so that in order to post your 3 sources, all you need to do is click in here. A number of people have already done it. And post a link, and then the first part of the assignment was just to post the link to the sources that you found, and then to explain how you searched, whether you used Google or went into the library databases or used a Metacrawler or whatever, some other search engine or subject index or whatever, and then what search terms you'd use. These should be hyperlinks, so you click on them, and remember to sign your name. Google Docs really is a valuable tool, but it can be a little hectic if you're doing a collaborative work like this, where potentially 2 people can be working at the same time. So you probably want to, if you're working and you see somebody else is in the document at the same time, you might want to put lines or something to kind of carve out your own little space. Once everybody gets their sources up, then the next part is going in and putting your evaluation and then doing a works cited for each of these. As you're doing those, make sure that you indicate whose work is whose. So if somebody picks Erica's, it probably makes sense if you do all of one particular person's. So you can say Erica Bradley, and then whoever it is that does the evaluations could put their name up here, evaluations by bloody blah, and then whoever it is that does the citations can put citations by whoever it is, or however you want to come up, whatever you want works for you as a group. You can come up with your own system. Color coding is an option if you want to put your name in blue and then everything that's blue is yours. However you want to sign it, just make sure that it's clear to me who is doing what. Even if you have to make a little note as to who whose sources you've linked to. Okay, so I think it's pretty straightforward. You just click on that link, you get in here, and you can just start typing. As you're typing, things are automatically saved, so you don't have to worry about saving. Just obviously make sure not to erase anybody else's work, but there is a history trail that's saved, so we can recreate things. You may, if you're the nervous type, you may want to make sure to save your contribution someplace else, just in the hopefully unlikely event that something happens. Okay, so I wanted to also show you a little bit about how to use Google Docs, and show you how I set this up. It is, as I said, a great tool for collaborative writing. It also is something, if for some reason you don't have Microsoft Word, it does work very similarly to Microsoft Word, a stripped down version, which is not a bad thing. The other thing about Google Docs is it really makes obsolete the thumb drive or USB drive, because what happens in Google Docs is that the document is stored in the cloud. You can access it any time you get that you're online and sign into your Google account. So let me just walk you through the steps of setting up a Google Doc. This is something I usually show my English 101 students. If you're working, say, on a group project, I know at BCC it's hard for students to get together to work on a project, and they sometimes end up emailing documents back and forth. That can be a little confusing if you have different versions flying here, there, and everywhere. What you can do is set up a document. If you share that document link with everybody, everybody can get in and read each other's work and kind of collaboratively work on the document. A lot of the faculty at BCC are starting to use Google, or you either have done it for a while or are increasingly starting to use it. So you do need a Gmail or a Google account in order to set up a Google Doc. I noticed a lot of you already have Gmail accounts, and it does seem to be the sort of de facto professional email address. So you're all set if you've got a Gmail account. If you don't, you may want to set one up. It's an opportunity to get away from some of those personal sounding, as I use the example, hotkisses dot, at AOL.com or whatever, to use something that looks a little more professional. I'm already signed in here, but if you were going to set up a Google Doc, you would sign in to Google. I think I'm signed up. So my Gmail is here. To set up a Google Doc, you'd click on Drive. This would let you set up not only the equivalent of a Word document, something like a Word document, but also it has spreadsheet capabilities and presentation software as well. So we want to hit Create here, and I want to make a document. It comes up untitled. Unlike Microsoft Word, where you do that Save As to title a document, in Google Docs it's a little simpler. You just click on where it says Untitled Document, and I can just type a title, and here, and I can just and here I go starting to type. Okay, so you just click in. Let me. Now is the time. I'm not a very good typist. And as I'm typing, maybe I didn't. All changes saved in Drive, so it gets automatically saved almost instantaneously. So if I wanted to get back to that document, let me show you a few other things. So right now, when documents are set up, the default is that they're private, so you're the only one that can access them. But Google Docs does give you the opportunity to share documents. There are a number of ways to do this. Right now it's private, so if I want, I would click here to want to change it. What I did for the document I set up was to click this option here, anyone with the link, and then I can click here, and that gives me the link, and that's what I'd used as the hyperlink. Now anyone with the link can view. Now if I want people to be able to edit, I would change that to edit. You also have the option, if you don't want to open it up so that anybody can get on it, you can invite specific people to do that, and you would do this, and then now if you click down at the bottom, it lets you add in email addresses, and then you can send an email which will give those people a link so that they can get in to the document to edit it. Okay, and then here, this is the link that if you wanted to share that link or email that link to somebody, you could do that as well. Okay, let me just get out of here. Oops, no, I want to change this so it's, I don't know, let's make it private. Save it. Okay, and let me see, I'll just cancel this. I'll try to cancel it and say done. Okay, now, if I got out of this document, if I click here, it's going to bring me to the documents home. This is where your documents are stored. And you can see the documents here. If I go back here to Google Drive, this is my drive. These are the documents I've created. So here are the ones for this assignment: robots as therapists, robots in the military, robots in the workplace. If I had shared, well, let's see. Say instead of having the link open to anybody who just clicked in could get into the document, if I had instead decided to send out links and share it with certain people, and if I would do that if I were setting up a group and I wanted to put, students 1, 2, and 3 in a particular group, and then I could send an email to them and just let those students get in and access and edit the document. The documents that are shared with you but you did not create are here. And you can see a couple of personal document there and something I did with somebody at work. So if you have any questions, if you're interested in learning more about Google Docs and using it, just shoot me an email. I'd be glad to give you a little more information. As I say, it is something you might want to consider, particularly if you either don't have Word on your computer or if you use multiple computers. It is a good option. There are also some other cloud storage systems. Apple has iCloud. I use that to some extent. I'm kind of a Mac person. And then there also is Dropbox, which is a similar kind of cloud storage. I never use thumb drives. I bought about 3 or 4 of them and managed to lose them all very quickly. So cloud storage really makes makes it much easier to transport your documents from one place to another. Okay, that's it for now.